Om Sahana Vavatu Sahano Punaktu Sahaviryam Karavavahe Tejasvinavadidamastu Ma Vidvishavahe. Om Shanti Shanti Shanti. Hari Om. Namaste and greetings. Welcome to the Spiritual Wealth Podcast. One of the most important things we can do in life is discover our unique purpose. Have you ever wondered what your purpose is? What you and only you are here to do? And how can you discover it? Maybe you are going through the motions in life but not feeling fulfilled or satisfied. Maybe you feel there is something missing. Well, I would like to suggest that there is, and that is the direction and inner knowing of what you are here to create on this earth. In today's episode, we will explore our individual purposes and why it's so important to discover your own unique purpose, how your purpose differs from the job or career you may be working in, and how you can get clear on what your purpose is so you can then go about fulfilling it. Namaste and welcome again. I'm your host, Alexandra Savithri, Director of the American Reiki Academy and the Vedic Healing Center. I'm a Reiki Master, Vedic Healing Master, and spiritual life coach who has practiced and taught spiritual self-development and healing for more than 30 years, led pilgrimages to India, and studied with blessed Indian gurus. In this podcast, we cover topics related to metaphysics, Reiki, Vedic healing, yoga, manifestation, spiritual growth, and feng shui, based upon my studies and work in these disciplines. The aim of this show is to help you awaken, develop, and tap into your spiritual power in order to manifest love, happiness, success, well-being, peace, and productivity, so you may blossom into the highest expression and version of who you are. Welcome to today's episode, which is entitled, Get Happy, Discover Your Purpose. We can also call it Discover Your Purpose, Get Happy. The reason I gave you two titles is I debated on the title. It's kind of the question, which came first, the chicken or the egg? So do you get happy first and then discover your purpose? Or do you discover your purpose and in discovering it, you get happy? I think either approach is valid, and sometimes it happens to us the first way, where you get incredibly happy, incredibly centered, incredibly focused on your life and on your inner space, and then you discover your purpose. Or it can happen the second way, where somehow you stumble upon your purpose, and in uncovering that and discovering it, you become happy in the process. So happiness and the discovery and fulfillment of our purposes, or our purpose, are two elements that are intricately connected. As each of us yearns to be happy, the discovery of our life's purpose helps offer a missing link in this quest for happiness, for contentment, for satisfaction. I would venture to say it is one link and not the entire answer to happiness and contentment. But today, let's look at just this one element of life, finding our purpose and how it helps us become happy. So purpose is, we can define it as meaning, as your intention for living. It is unique unto you. Each of us has a specific purpose that is a sort of divine mission that was given to us when we incarnated into these bodies this lifetime. We can go along for many years. We can have families, relationships, work, and never really give much thought to our purpose. But one day it seems like we wake up and we wonder who we are and what we as a unique soul have come to contribute to this planet. Your purpose is like I think of it this way, as a secret assignment that God or the divine creative energy has extended to you. Your purpose is actually energy flowing through you that is waiting to be discovered, tapped into, expressed, and released into the world. Now, if you fail to give much thought to it, then you are in essence denying your self-expression. And thus you are denying also your blossoming into a higher version of you. And this blossoming is so vital, just like a flower, when it is planted, it goes through the process of blossoming. We also must go through this process. As conscious, creative beings, therefore, we are here to express, to contribute. Just as an artist brings forth a painting from an idea and an inspiration, a spark, onto a canvas, you also are being given a spark of insight as to why you are here. And maybe you're being given many sparks of insights as to why you are here. And if you fail to give attention to these sparks, then you stifle your own growth as a being. So if we are here to learn and grow and expand, then we are really doing a disservice to ourselves and to the divine creative energy that lives within us if we don't place some attention on finding this purpose and expressing ourselves in the highest manner possible. The main way I would say we delay the discovery of our purpose is by wasting precious time on actions that do not contribute to our expansion. This is very easy to do because there are so many distractions on this earth from the inner space, and the inner space is what leads us to our purpose. And these things that might distract us could be in the form of wasting time with television that does not contribute positively to us, in the form of endless news, in other words, negativity, anything that does not uplift us, that does not turn us in towards the inner seeking. And I have nothing against the news per se, but the word news is supposed to imply information about what is happening in the world. This means the good and the bad. But sadly, when we talk about the news, for the most part, this represents a series of negative stories that go on and on and on. And as everything is energy, negative energy in the form of news or, let's say, violent movies cannot possibly contribute to us in a productive manner. So be very, very keenly aware of what you allow and permit into your space, and make a vow to forego the wasting of time with useless input. Everything we place into the energy field, into our space, should give value. And this could be mindless input also from social media. We know when we're wasting time, and time is so precious on this journey. So we must seek information about the world and what is happening, being mindful always of what we allow into our energy fields. Every moment in our lives is precious. And we are reminded of this all the time. We are reminded of it, but we forget. So we're reminded of it at birthdays, at certain times of the year, the passage of time. And this passage sometimes scares us. It shakes us up because it is an indication of us not fulfilling our duties, our purposes in the way that we know we are supposed to. In the great depiction of Lord Shiva as Nataraj, there is the figure above Nataraj, Mahakala, who represents time. And he reminds us that no matter what, time is moving. So even though we would like to stay stuck in one moment and enjoy the present moment and not have anything change, change is inevitable. So we must move with the energies around us, but always stay fixed on our particular path and what we are supposed to be doing, not resisting change in any way, moving with the energies around us, but moving in the correct way, in a way that is honoring of our purpose, of our missions, of our talents, of our gifts that the divine has given us. So not to waste any moment. Another way we delay the discovery of our life's missions, of our purposes, is by inattention to the physical body. This could mean by giving in to too much sleep, erroneous eating at the wrong times of the day, eating foods that do not nurture us, just neglecting this physical form. The wisdom of Ayurveda from ancient India teaches us about achieving balance and honoring the cycle of nature, how this creates such incredible health within us. So aligning ourselves with the movement of the sun, our energies with the movement of the sun, following the sun in terms of when we eat, when we sleep, when we rest, when we wind down from the day. So let's look at how to get back on track with really paying attention to our purposes, discovering them and fulfilling them. And I'm going to give you just a couple tips today. The first tip is to spend conscious daily time alone and in communion with spirit, whatever this means to you, in order to develop self-awareness. These moments of quiet reflection supercharge your system. It's like consuming gallons of the best green juice or the highest nutrients. In fact, I would say these moments are like vitamins for your soul. And therefore, we could say this is in meditation. This can be found in walking, in gardening, in just being very still within your own being. The second way to get back on track with really paying attention to your purpose and working with your internal space is to identify and then go with what brings you joy and what comes naturally to you. So ask yourself, what are you good at? What do you enjoy? What can you do to expand on these talents and express them in the world? You may find that it's all not so mysterious, that it's been right under your nose for as long as you can remember. And perhaps you just did not give any attention, or you did not understand that these talents would help you fulfill your purpose. The third tip I'd like to offer you is to understand that your purpose is often much bigger than the work you are doing in the world, your job or your career. Do you feel as if you are just biding time at a job? It is probably because your purpose is what animates the work, and therefore your career may be a means of amassing money, but we really want to line up our expression and output in the world with our purpose. And so you may be working in a certain profession and say, oh, this is my purpose, to be a teacher or to be anything, to be a gardener or to be a nurse, whatever it is. But ask yourself, what is your purpose? What is your underlying purpose? And see how that can be fulfilled. Perhaps it is being fulfilled through your career and your job, but perhaps your career and your job do not line up with your purpose, and therefore it may be time to pursue something else, to pursue something that really speaks to you fulfilling that divine mission. And the fourth tip is to experiment. Once you have clues, express your energies and talents in outlets that may be different for you, that may be unusual, that may be outside of your comfort zone, but to experiment based on the clues that you are getting. Now, I'm not suggesting that if you have a well-paying job and you need that job to survive at the moment, that you just simply quit your job. But I am suggesting that you really take some time to listen inside and hear what is speaking to you. What are the whispers inside of you saying? This is why I put such emphasis on the daily spiritual practice, because it is there that you will really derive answers. You will derive messages from the divine, from other realms. And these other realms are not so mysterious. They are here to support us. Just as we have parents, we have teachers here, we have friends and family who support us. We also have other realms that are waiting to support us. And so it's just a matter of understanding that there is a great team waiting to assist you, and you have only to reach out and dialogue. And that is the last tip for today. The fifth tip is to create that connection with other realms. It's a little bit different than the first tip. The first tip was to spend conscious daily time alone and in communion with Spirit to develop self-awareness. And this tip is to consciously connect with other realms. So we're not only developing self-awareness, but we're creating a dialogue with these other realms. And again, I've said in this podcast, in those other realms, you have a team to support you. This can be called spirit guides, angelic guardians, guardian angels, ancestors, deities, saints, gurus, animal energies, totem animals. It can be some of your own animals who have left this plane. And all of these energies exist in spirit form and remain connected to us. So we must create that dialogue. And in the creating of that dialogue, we can access such magic, such wonderful and amazing answers to our questions and our problems here on earth. So as I conclude this today, I'd like to express that each of us has a common interest in helping others. So we all share that purpose to help one another, to make the world a better place. It comes naturally to us, innately to us, to instruct others who may be seeking some knowledge that we have already received. And so we ask ourselves, what is the unique way in which I will do this? If our ultimate purpose is to serve the divine energy, and we do that through expressing our uniqueness in a way that helps ever, hurts never. This is something Sri Satya Sai Baba used to say, help ever, hurt never. It is our natural inclination to want to help others and never to want to harm anyone. And so our ultimate purpose is trying to find a way in which we can help the world. But in that big desire lies the specific way in which we will be of service, we will contribute, we will be of assistance to others. You know, when I teach Reiki, I teach the modality and I teach the hand positions, but then I always tell the students that each person makes the Reiki his or her own. Each healing session carries with it the elements of that practitioner's qualities. And so there's no way to separate that. There's no way to separate the modality from the practitioner. The practitioner will become the Reiki, and the Reiki will become the practitioner. They'll merge together and be one unique expression. So I hope today has been a little bit inspirational to you. One of the things my guru in India used to say is that we are required as spiritual seekers to ask of ourselves 3 questions and to ask them on a daily basis. And those 3 questions are, who am I? Why am I here? So that's where the purpose comes in. For what purpose am I here? And how can I best fulfill that purpose? How can I best express and fulfill that purpose. And he used to say the answers to those questions will change. They will naturally change as we grow and evolve, and also as we become more aware. But to continue asking and to continue seeking and to continue then putting forth the expression into the world in the best way, in the best manner we see fit at that moment, until we know more. And as we know more, we express in a better way, in a higher way, in a more conscious way. And so it's always a process of inner seeking, growing, understanding, expressing, and then more inner seeking, growing, expressing. So it's just constantly going on. And we, again, owe ourselves as expressions of this divine white light energy, this divine creative energy. We owe it to ourselves to bring forth the best, the highest versions of who we are, and to at least try our very best. Try and fail. We can call it failure if we want, but it isn't really. It's just all us trying and experimenting and revising what we're doing. Just like if we were baking a recipe, we would try the recipe and we would say, oh, this was pretty good. Oh, but I think it needs a little more sugar or a little more salt or whatever. If you're baking or cooking, it's different. But we just try. We make that batch of cookies and we say, okay, I followed this recipe and I liked it, but I think I could make it better. Let me try something different. And really on this earth, we are so blessed to be able to experiment for so many years and keep growing and changing and helping those around us as we ourselves grow and change and evolve. So it's a really glorious time. It's a glorious opportunity we have been given. So at this time of the year, we are given the chance to start anew, and it's a great time to wind down the end of the year and get ready to excel in the next year and really put some attention on who we are, why we are here, and how we can express better our unique gifts and talents in this world, and to make a commitment to just keep blossoming and expanding and expressing. The last thing I want to say is to make a commitment to your spiritual path, your spiritual practice. This is what will fuel all of your earthly creations and really help you create miracles. You know, I work with mantras, Sanskrit mantras, one of my most favorite, most beloved modalities. These mantras work magically. They work through vibration. You need not even question if they are working. Just like when you learn Reiki, it works on an energetic level. The mantras work that way also. And there are specific mantras for each and every condition, every single thing you want to bring into your life, every problem, every conflict, every woe, every sorrow. And these mantras are an incredible vibrational tool that we have been given. So please put some attention on your spiritual practice as we begin this new year soon, and start committing to what resonates with you. Is it more asanas, more yoga asanas? Is it more pranayama, the breathing techniques? Would you like to explore the wonderful science of Sanskrit mantra chanting? Are you drawn to helping people through energy from your hands, this beautiful gift of Reiki that's been given to us? And you can learn how to do this and shift energies in those around you, in yourself, and even acquire the ability to teach and initiate people into all the levels of Reiki. There's so many wonderful techniques on this spiritual path. And the title of this podcast is Spiritual Wealth. I am going to talk about this in the next podcast because I recently named this podcast Spiritual Wealth. So I'll talk about this a little bit more and why I chose that name. But remember, your wealth, your prosperity, your abundance are linked to your spiritual path. They are not contradictory. They work together, and they work together in profound manners. So please put some attention on your spiritual bank account. What is in there? What are you depositing into that bank account? And know that as you make those deposits, that spiritual wealth will grow and grow and grow and influence everything in your life. Om Asatoma Sadgamaya Tamasoma Jyotirgamaya Mrityorma Amritam Gamaya. Om Shanti Shanti Shanti. Hari Om. Om Sai Ram. Jai Guruji. Om Amriteshwariye Namaha. Hare Krishna. Om Namah Shivaya. If you have enjoyed this podcast, please remember to like the episode and also click on the website link and subscribe to our newsletter so you can receive weekly free tips about your spiritual path and how it can positively influence every aspect of your life. And so it is. Om Sai Ram.